Want to become a whale in the NFT space? First, you need to learn how to navigate Opensea. Today, we have a complete breakdown of how to use this platform. I'm Stanley Meytin.
And I'm Yossi Hasson, and our mission is to make it fun for you to know how to get involved in this NFT industry and, if you're lucky, make some money in the process. But as always, this is not financial advice.
Hashtag, this is not financial advice. But before we get into all of that, let's talk about my favorite part about goats in the metaverse, the goat vault.
The goat vault. If you are a first-time subscriber on the goats in the metaverse, you wouldn't know about our amazing competition where we are giving away tens of thousands of dollars in NFTs. We have taken $10,000 of our own money to buy the latest NFT drops. Those NFTs are worth well over $50,000 today. And to get your hands on them, all you need to do is smash that subscribe button.
Subscribe, share with your family, share with your mama. And once we hit 5,000 subscribers, we release the NFTs in the Goat Vault. Now, without further ado, let's walk you through Opensea very quickly. What is Opensea, Yossi?
Opensea is the biggest NFT marketplace by trading volume. You can think of it as the eBay of NFTs. It's opensea.io, and there you will be able to see all of the NFTs that are available for trade. It's a secondary market platform. So these are NFTs that people have bought and are reselling. And anyone who is selling NFTs is probably doing it on Opensea.
That is correct. And as you can see here, once you get to opensea.io, this is the home page. Right over here, you will see notable drops. These are drops that NFT drops that Opensea is promoting. If you continue to scroll down, you will see the top collections over the last 7 days, 24 days, or 30 days. Panda Bears, Fanta Bears is up plus 393%. Doodles, which we're going to dive into, is up 109%. And as you can see here, we could see what's happening in the last 30 days. Mutant 8 Yacht Club is up 99%, and Bored Ape Yacht Club is up almost 16%. As you continue to scroll down, we could see trending in all different categories and scroll through new projects that are trending. Usually the reason they're trending is because people are buying into these projects, or my favorite word, aping in, which is the industry term of people that are minting NFTs.
So now that you know what it means to ape into NFTs, let's see how you actually figure out, with everything that's going on Opensea, which NFT to buy. Once you figure that out, how to go about buying it, and then how to go about selling it. Stanley, how do you figure out of everything that's going on, which NFTs to buy? What do you look for?
That is a very, very, very interesting question that we won't be able to cover on the show because we only have a limited amount of time. But what I would like to jump into is show you how to actually look into a project. So we're going to use one of our favorites, Doodles, as an example. First thing you want to do is search for the project. You have a search bar right over here. You type in Doodles. This is very, very important. You want to find the project that is verified. Over here, we see that it is verified. Sometimes there are scams going on, especially when projects just launch. So please make sure that you're clicking on the right project. Here we go, Doodles, 9,900 items created. We're clicking on the item. Here are the beautiful electric doodles. And we see 4 different things. Here we see how many items are being sold total, how many owners are there that own a doodle. There's about 5,700, which is pretty good. That means on average, each person owns less than 2 doodles, which is a pretty good formula. You don't want to ape into a project where 20% of the people own the whole project, right? Because then they can manipulate the project. This is the floor price, which right now is at 10.8 Ethereum. And volume trading. This is probably one of my most favorite tools, because once you click on volume trading, you could actually see what doodles are being sold in real time. As you can see, one sold for 12.5 3 minutes ago, another one for 14. Oh, sorry, 3 minutes ago, 12 minutes ago. And there was a nice sale of almost 26 Ethereum 35 minutes ago. Also, you can see what happened the last 90 days. I think the most interesting part is this project came out and minted at 0.123 only a few months ago. Yossi?
That's not a bad return by anyone's definition, but what you're able to see here and why it's interesting is you can see what is the activity of the community behind this project. So is it something that has a lot of liquidity? Is it something that is being traded very frequently? Is the price moving up? How often is it being traded? All of this information is available to you. So when you're deciding which NFT to buy, you're already getting all of this data before making that decision. These are some of the things that we look for before deciding which projects to support and which ones, as Stanley said, we'd ape into.
Absolutely. And then once we go back to floor price, we click on the floor price, which is floor price means what is the cheapest price you could purchase this NFT at. And if you scroll down, you see
maybe not the cheapest price that you could purchase an NFT at, but if you wanted to buy one right now, what is the cheapest price that an NFT is listed at? It's an asking price. This is someone who would be willing to sell it to you right now at this price if you were prepared to pay it. You could bid lower, but if you wanted to buy it and know that you're going to get it, that is the lowest possible price that you can pay.
Absolutely. And as you could see here, there's only one doodle at auction, and that price is 10.8. And if you wanted to buy it right now and not wait for the auction, you could buy this guy right here for 10.9. And as you can see, prices are going to continue to go up. The interesting part to me is, how do you determine which one to buy? I think that's the number one question I get asked. And what I personally like to look at is when you click on the actual doodle, and you know what? Let's search high to low. And we're going to click on the skeleton.
Looks pretty cool.
Which one?
The gold dude. The gold
All right,
crown.
Let's go gold dude, right? So Pranksy owns a gold dude, and he's selling it right now for 1,500 ETH, which is about $4.68 million. If any of you guys have $4.68 million, this might be the one you want to purchase. Cheap. And here, what is interesting, and I think the most interesting part about the blockchain technology, everything is 100% transparent. So 3 months ago, Metatark, whoever that may be, minted this project. Minting means he literally bought it for 0.123. A few days later, I'm assuming, he sold it for 40 Ethereum, which was probably a big score since he minted it for 0.123. 6 days ago, Pranksy, who's a big influencer in the space, bought this doodle for 296 Ethereum.
That's a big number.
Big number. And today, he's selling it for 1,500 Ethereum. All of this information is 100% out there. Now we get into the interesting part. Properties. If you click on properties, you could see how rare this is. It's a gold background, which is 0.03%. It's a gold ape, which is 0.01%. Gold ape face, crown, which is 0.44%, and gold ape hair. Sorry, head. So There's
So
only
Stanley,
one.
what do you mean by more rare? Are some of these more rare than others? There's 10,000 of them and some of them are more rare. What do you mean?
Correct. The more rare the traits are, the higher the price is. I believe this is actually a 101, and there's only one that exists. And that is why somebody paid 269 Ethereum for it. That is why somebody's trying to sell it for 1,500 Ethereum. And then the question becomes, well, is this really worth that amount of money? How do you answer that question, Yossi?
If someone's prepared to pay it, it's worth that amount of money. It is supply and demand. What we see with these projects is that if they're able to build enough of a community, enough value in that community, and enough excitement about the project, then, well, the sky is the limit in terms of how much these NFTs could be worth. Something like Doodles has seen some great uptick. We're seeing collectors around the world getting excited about it. So owning a one of 10,000, there is no other one that owns the same similar traits, could be worth 1,500 Ethereum to someone in the world. And that is the ultimate question of how far can these go?
And just to put that in perspective, just because somebody's asking a certain price doesn't necessarily mean it's worth it. So we're going to click on this one, for example, and we're going to see that it's selling for 500 Ethereum, which is about $1.56 million. And you click on the properties, and all of a sudden you're like, huh? It doesn't look like it's that rare. A lot of these,
it has an offer. What is the offer that it's got there?
$26,000.
$26,000. So someone thinks that this is actually only worth $26,000 and is prepared to buy it right now at that price if the seller was willing to accept that offer.
Correct. And let's take a deeper dive. If you click on some of these traits to see what other NFTs with similar traits are selling for, the body is a big trait usually because it's one of the bigger traits on the NFT. So it's a pink puffer. 3% have that. Let's click on the pink puffer. Wait a minute. We could buy a pink puffer for 12.4 Ethereum. Seems pretty interesting that somebody's asking 500 ETH. That other one's not worth 500 ETH. I'm telling you that right now. So, you really have to do your research and really try to grasp and understand, is this item really worth the asking price? Sometimes the answer is yes, maybe. And sometimes it's no. Sometimes people are just like, hey, I want 500 ETH. Are you willing to pay me for it? Anything else, Yossi, that we have not mentioned when you go through the search of your NFTs?
Well, now that we've figured out how to filter on OpenSea through a project, determine what the different properties might mean and how that value of those properties could relate to other people, what the floor price is, and how to figure out where you think there's value and a potentially mispriced NFT or an NFT that you're comfortable to purchase. What we haven't covered is, well, how do you actually buy it?
That is a great, great question. Before we buy an NFT, we must have a MetaMask wallet. A MetaMask wallet. What is a MetaMask wallet, Yossi?
Well, that is $1 million question, Stanley. A MetaMask wallet is what we are going to cover on our next show. So if you want to find out what is a MetaMask wallet, how to buy an NFT on OpenSea and other platforms using your MetaMask wallet, well, watch this show over here. So what are the other ways that you could search for an NFT and try and figure out which is the one that you want within a specific project? So what we're seeing here is the Doodles project, along with various types of NFTs that are available, different characters with different properties. On the left, if you see on the left here, we have different categories from background to body to faces, hair and head. And each one of these have the count of how many Doodle NFTs have that actual property. So if you see over there space, 237 of the 10,000 have the space background as their background. So you can see now that we have filtered all the doodles to have the space background. Maybe within the body, we want to see all the ones with a gray hoodie. There are 30 of them who have a gray hoodie, but combined a space background with a gray hoodie, there are only 2. Now you're already starting to narrow down this universe of 10,000 NFTs to only 2 by doing filtering like that. And you've got other attributes like face. How do you make something? You've got a happy face, different types of hair, head, piercing, and you can play around with these different combinations to find that one doodle that you really love.
And I think the most interesting part about all these NFT projects is there's almost 2 different ways of searching for it. One is the rarity, because the more rare, the more expensive it is. But from a cultural perspective, which one associates with you as a person, and which one do you want to flex as your profile picture because it relates to you? It's your emotion. It might look a little bit like you, or it might feel like you, it might have the same vibe as you. If you have a mohawk, maybe you want the one that has the mohawk. Or if you're always smiley or always sad, maybe those are the emotions that you want to show. And when the projects get created, yes, there's definitely a rarity component of it, but sometimes the aesthetic component of it actually wins because people associate themselves with those NFT projects, like the hoodie. People love wearing hoodies. I love wearing a hoodie. I always look at NFT projects where, people are wearing that hoodie, and I might buy that one just because I associate with it that personally.
Multiple dimensions as to why someone might hold this, why you love it, and why someone else may buy it. So now that we've covered everything on how to use OpenSea, how to search, how to find the most rare, we haven't told you one critical piece of information, and that is how to actually buy the one that you found once you found it. How do we buy it, Stanley?
Well, in order to buy it, you need 2 things. You need 1, Ethereum, and 2, you need to have a MetaMask wallet. And if you want to learn of what is a MetaMask wallet, what does that even mean? How do you create one and set one up? You must subscribe, number 1, and number 2, watch this other video right there about, is it there? About what is a MetaMask wallet. And if you actually got some value from us today, subscribe, share with your friends, smash the like, the subscribe button. And remember, our goal is pretty simple. We want to educate you and teach you about NFTs and about this wonderful NFT journey that we're on all together. And hopefully make a few dollars along the way. Not financial advice, but the most important part, Yossi, is we just want to have some fun along the way. We'll see you guys at the next episode of Go to the Metaverse.